there, welcome, and good morning, amazing Real Success Nation. It's Coach Bill Pipes coming at you, as always, alive, excited, you know the drill, full of energy. Hope you guys are crushing it, man. Hope you guys are just, everything that you wanted in 2017 is coming your way. And, I've been thinking a lot about how do we make business easy? How do we make it simple? And one of the key business components, right? Business strategies, whether you're a real estate agent or whether, you're running a hotel or whether you're, a stockbroker. One of the key things that all great businesses know and that they look at is it takes 7 to 8 times more energy, more time, and more money to go get new clients than it does to actually get repeat business from the clients that you already have. And you know what? In all the years of being in real estate and real estate training, one of the things that I've noticed and that I see time in and time out at Sales Edge, from coaching, is there is a big disconnect in terms of real estate agents and their database. Real estate agents and repeat and referral business. In fact, I believe that the data shows that 82% of all buyers would work with their agent again, but only 12% actually do. And for me, that's a big challenge. That is a fundamental challenge. And in our coaching program, one of the first things that we know that we've got to work with you on is getting you that great steady flow stream of income that comes in and creates a foundation from your database for repeat and referral business. Now, the guest that I have here today, man, first of all, we see these big teams that are doing 100+ transactions, and I think that's always inspiring, the numbers. But when it gets down to brass tacks, guys, for me, it isn't the number of deals you do, it's the profit that you make. And this young man who has been in the business now for, I believe, 7 years, right, has done amazing things with just himself and an assistant. Done over 100 transactions, just him and one assistant. So we're going to talk today about the gold mine, right? The pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, which is your database, how to work it, what to say, and most importantly, how to get a great return off of that and have it as a foundation that you can build the rest of your business on top of. So with my pleasure, it is great to welcome my good friend, Mr. Trey Willard, to Real Success. Say hello to Real Success Nation, Mr. Trey.
Hey guys, what's happening? Trey Willard out here in Baton Rouge. How are you?
Good. Hey Trey, would you give them a little rundown on just brief history on you, like how you got into the business, what it was like at the beginning, and your production level where you ended up last year?
Yeah, absolutely. So born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to LSU, graduated in 2007. So I'm a big Tiger fan. So if any Tiger fans out there, go Tigers. I guess after college, graduated, I was in the service industry for about 10 years. And service industry really kind of helped me develop a lot of personal skills, how to inevitably just kind of walk up to a table and, meet and greet people. And so the confidence in inevitably sales, I guess, is kind of where I started in the service industry. Did telecommunication sales, did office equipment sales, hated them both, hated the cold call, grinding out, knocking on doors and commercial buildings and things like that. And always had friends that, said, hey, look, you should really look at the real estate business. I think it's something you'd be really successful in. So at the time I had a good friend of mine who was just getting into business, just getting started. He needed an assistant. And he says, well, look, I'll pay you basically what you're making almost weekly in the service industry, and you can be my assistant. And it's funny because I had already started going through the real estate course in the interim. So just like the story you hear about the dishwasher who is now the executive chef at a 5-star restaurant, I started in the dish room, as an assistant for an agent, and kind of made my way into the buyer's agent position. And then from buyer's agent position, about 2.5 years with him. And then as a lead agent, I was solo agent by myself, and then now I'm a lead agent and have a team of 2 buyer's agents, myself, full-time administrative assistant, transaction coordinator. And then last year in 2016, finished up the year. This is solo. This is before we built a team. I did 113 transactions for a little over 20 million in volume.
Awesome, man. That's beautiful. And that was just you and an assistant last year, right?
That's it, man. Just me and actually almost a part-time assistant. So not even quite a full-time assistant. So
Dude, I got to ask, did you have a life?
Not much of one now.
Okay.
It was a lot of work. And to be honest with you, I mean, as far as did I have a life, I took several vacations. We went to Miami. I went to Vail. I went to San Francisco, Napa. Went to Destin and watercolor and stay. So yeah, I mean, I'd say I had a life. I probably took more vacations than most people do.
Yeah. Well, first of all, hey Trey, my whole family went to Texas A&M, so I'm a big Aggies fan. Giggle Aggies. So you and I can still be friends, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We'll get past that. Yeah.
Minus Thanksgiving week, right? When we always play each other. That's the only time you'll be wearing your purple and yellow, and I'll be wearing my maroon and white. Man.
Well, look, not to bring up any hard feelings, but Texas A&M has not beat LSU in college football since they were in the SEC. So I'll leave it at that.
Okay, so I'm going to go on the air. I got a $500 bet this year, man, with you.
Oh, that's a big bet.
How about 100? How about 100?
$100, done.
$100. Okay, you guys heard it. So that game takes place.
To that. I'll write you a check if I have to.
that game takes place in Thanksgiving. I love it. Yeah. Oh, yes, brother. So I want to talk a little bit. I mean, obviously there's so many things, and you and I were talking about this that we could talk about. We could talk about how you grew from 36 transactions your first year. Hey guys, did you hear what I said? 36 transactions first year. I mean, we could talk about how he's transitioned into growing a team, but really, Trey and I spent some time up in Seattle a couple of weeks ago at Sales Edge, and he just laid out this great process that he uses for his database. So tell us really quick, how much of your business last year on the 113 came from working your database? So
about 85% of that came from the database.
Okay. Excellent. And are you originally from Baton Rouge?
I am, from a little small town kind of north of Denham Springs, which is 20 miles outside of Baton Rouge. So.
Has the database always been a cornerstone of your business?
It has, because I knew for me getting into the business that I had this phenomenal database, and the MREA, and if I'll just start by that. It's funny, actually doesn't leave my desk or very far. So if you haven't read The Millionaire Real Estate Agent, I mean, honestly, I'd start there. It shows you how to basically build out a real estate business. So I started there. I did what they told me to do. I put my clients on a 33 touch, and I started calling and stayed in touch with people and let them know I was in the business and try to provide value where I could. And that's kind of how it all started.
Okay. Awesome. So it's that first year, 36 transactions, large portion, always about 85% database. Hey, I got a question for you. Why do you think it is? I mean, you heard the stat. I think it's 82% of people said that they would work with their agent again, and only 12% actually do. Why do you believe that there's such a fundamental miscue there for agents in relationship to their database?
The problem is with agents not following up. I think they overcomplicate things. What I mentioned at Sales Edge. Great book if everybody, if anybody hasn't read it, How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. What we want to do is we want to build relationships with these people in our database. So most of these people are friends already, but how can we get deeper? We've got to find out what they enjoy doing. We need to learn more about their family. We want to be genuine with those conversations that we're having with those people, and just try to find ways, to provide value. And I think agents get into a position where they feel like they don't have any value to add. Like, okay, I sold them a house. Well, why don't you call them and check on them and see how's the house treating them? Have they had any issues with anything? Would there be any value for any vendors, like preferred vendors you could send them, electricians or plumbers or contractors, or they want to do some home renovations? This is the biggest investment that these people are going to make in their life. And it's important that you stay in touch with them, as often, at least quarterly, on the phone. And then, you can provide value many, many different ways. And we can talk more detailed about that. So it's as deep as you want to get, we can get.
Yeah, I want to go pretty deep, man. I want to, we've got, 30, 40 minutes with these guys. So yeah. I want to hop straight into it.
Perfect.
And I want to be very clear about something too, Trey, because a lot of times we say the word database and people think it's all my leads from online and it's my past clients in Sphere. Like for me, and I think for you as well too, database means past clients and center of influence, and your past clients and your center of influence, friends, family members, et cetera. Are we talking apples and apples here?
Yeah. So we have two databases. So we have Boomtown as our online lead generation. So we're getting leads coming from Zillow. We're getting leads coming from Facebook ads. We're getting leads coming from PPC. those stay in the Boomtown platform, and they're not moved over into, well, I'm using Lion Desk before we use Top Producer. Whatever CRM you're using, doesn't matter. Just make sure you're using one. So when they become an actual client, or we start working with them, they're qualified buyers, then they become, customer or client. That's when they move into the database. But we're talking, my database is my center of influence, sphere of influence, whatever you want to call it, and my past clients. Those are the people that I focus the most time on.
Beautiful. And that generated about 96 some odd transactions.
That's absolutely. Yep.
That's beautiful. Okay. So let's start with number one. Okay. What is your system, right? What is the system that you use? Not CRM, but
Yep.
like, do you mail them once a month? Do you email them? If you were to lay it out for an agent that's listening, what would they need to do?
Yeah. So just like the MREA says, there's a 33 touch that we use. We've kind of scaled ours down to more of a 24 touch. And, I'm finding, and we do what Tom always says, ABT, always be testing, right? So we're seeing that traditional email marketing newsletters, the open rates on those are less and less. People are just not opening up those as often. So we are flipping into, and I'm looking at a couple different things, bomb videos, obviously. One, we want to do 2 videos per month. So right now we're working on a system for that. And it would be a Q&A, like, hey, look, here's 5 quick reasons or 5 quick ways, to get your house ready to put on the market, or here's the top 5 questions I get from my clients on, lending or whatever. So one video providing value there. Another video could be just a simple market report. So, I get these, and I'll give a plug to Real Market Reports here, as they send me and put this nice little diagram together for me, which tells me everything from every price point to days on market, active listings pending, to the absorption rate. So like here,
what is the name of the company? What is the name of the company?
Real Market Reports.
Love it. And are they national? Are they a national company?
I think so. Realmarketreports.com. And, they basically, you give them your MLS information, you pay them $29.99 a month, and then they print out they put this great little diagram for you together, and it's fantastic. Yeah.
Fantastic.
So we send that out to the database, or lately we've been doing little Facebook Live videos where we talk market reports. So we're going to go from just a traditional newsletter, because I just find that people aren't opening up those newsletters, 2 videos per month. Everybody in your database should be getting quarterly phone calls from you. So that's 4 calls a year, right? So let's talk about that really quick. Let's dig into what those 4 calls could be. If you get on Facebook and you look in your top right corner, and then again, I'm ADD, right? So let's not to jump around too much, but
that's okay. Yeah.
Let's talk about let's talk about building a database. There's 2 places I would start. Number one, I would get into my cell phone. I would look into my contacts. I would dump and export every contact in my phone into an Excel spreadsheet, into a database. I'd also get on Facebook, and I'd start looking at my friend list, and I would just start pulling people from there. There's some cool tactics. Yahoo Mail has created this cool thing where you can actually export your entire Facebook friend list into an email list, which is really, really, really cool. So that's just 2 easy ways to build a database. I won't spend a whole lot of time on there. I think people could start with LinkedIn, Facebook, Google profile, whatever.
What if I don't have all of the data for that client? Like I got their phone number, I don't have their email, I've got their Facebook contact, I don't have their direct mail. How do you guys? Because I really do believe, like, step number 1 to the database is you got to build it, because most people don't have it built. So what do you guys do? And then we'll hop back to the strategy.
Yeah.
What do you do with the data that is incomplete?
So what I would do is, if I had a phone number, I'd call them and say, hey, look, just wanted to make sure I have all your contact information correct. Here's obviously I've got your phone number. What's the best email for you? And again, what's an address? We're going to be sending out some really cool items of value this year, and I just want you to be on my list. Is that okay with you? If I send you some things, who's going to tell you no? You know what I mean? Like,
I like that you said items of value. There's going to be some things that you're receiving that are going to be very valuable to you. What if I've got their Facebook contact? But I know a lot of Facebook has phone numbers, but some people don't have their phone number inside of Facebook. I've got their Facebook contact, but I don't have email, phone number, or anything else.
It's super duper easy. So there's 2 ways you can do it. You can jump on this Facebook Messenger and send them a message and say, hey, look, I'm trying to build my database out. I just want to make sure I have all your proper contact information. Again, I'm going to lead with, I'm going to be providing some items of value. I really want you to be on my list. If you're interested, send me your contact information, or you can even send a little instant message. Now you've got the people on the right, you can click on them and shoot them a quick instant message. And again, there's a contact right there. And I think that's people make it too difficult. Like, that is a contact. You just had a conversation with that person. You're asking them for their information. They should know that you're in real estate. If not, that's the perfect time to segue into, real estate, and just try to find out, basically kind of get that information first, and then maybe see. What I do is I get on their timeline, right? And I start to see what significant events have happened in their life recently, right? So they just went on vacation. Man, that's a perfect segue for me to call them and say, hey, I saw you guys just went to New York. My wife and I were thinking about going in a couple months. What'd you guys do? Like, tell me a little bit about it, and put it all on them and let them tell you about it. It's always going to segue and transition to work. Always. I don't care what people say. That's just the flow of a conversation.
Yeah. It's so we're pivoting now. So we've got to build it, right? Which is
right.
perfect.
Yeah.
No, it's perfect. Hey, that's how my mind works too, brother man. So I think that's why we had instant rapport.
Right.
So now we're pivoting back, crew, over to the strategy. So with the strategy, we've got 2 videos that are going out. You've navigated away from the traditional email, because the open rates, I mean, I heard open rates, good open rates for people that is like 30%, 30 to 37%. And that means 70% aren't opening. Do you find video higher open rate, higher interaction and engagement with your audience?
Well, yeah. Why do you think Facebook is spending so much time and money on Facebook Live and videos, and YouTube is the second or third, maybe even 4th most visited site in the world? I mean, look at the statistics on that.
It's number 2 next
to
Google.
Number 2, right. So what does that tell you? People are looking at video. People, reality TV. I mean, that's people just get like engulfed with this, and it's like, it seems real. So it's like, I don't know. It's more genuine. It's more real. People don't want to read. People like you and I, apparently ADD. Let me watch a little video. I don't want to read a 2-page newsletter. I'm not interested. I don't have enough time, but I probably have enough time to watch a 1-minute video,
Yeah, for sure. And plus, what I love too, Trey, is, we talk about communication being 7% words, 38% body, or 38% tonality, and 55% body. If, like, we've all had those text messages that we've sent that we thought we were being really nice, and we get the response back where people are like, right? They're pissed.
That's but this every time.
So this engages.
I'm wrong,
Yeah, this engages all the components of communication. So you're going to send 2 videos. You're going to call them quarterly. Now, I absolutely love what you said, guys, and I want you, all of you who are listening, to really take this down. Trolling Facebook, looking at what's going on with them, and it opens up to conversation. Right? That works well for you, huh?
It works really well. So that's one call. Look at their timeline. The second call, if you look in the right-hand corner, it gives you a list every day of whose birthday it is. Okay. Mm-hmm. So the first thing I do every morning when I'm prospecting, I go 9:00 in the morning, I go and look at that list, and I do the drop-down menu, and it shows me whose birthday it is. That's the first call. And the reason that's so important.
Freaking brilliant. That is brilliant.
Yeah, nobody's calling people on their birthday anymore. It's a text message, or it's right on your Facebook wall. It's I hate to say lazy, but it's like we're just taking the lazy route. Like, pick up the phone, man, and just, how excited they're going to be to hear from you at 9:00 in the morning on their birthday. They're going to be like, man, he remembered my birthday. Like, no, I didn't remember it. Facebook reminded me, but still,
Yeah, I remembered
exactly. I would never tell them that, but Facebook, I mean, they make it really, really easy, and that's a call. That's one of your 4 contacts per year, right? And you're not even asking them, and that's the thing. I think, not to get too far off of what we talk about, but we hear from these people and these coaches and all this stuff, and I'm not saying Tom's actually put together a really, really good, basically a system, just like we're talking about, to keep in touch with your database. But don't always make it about, I've got to ask for a referral. No. You can provide value first, and always first, period. So this is going to sound crazy, but I don't ask for referrals when I'm on the phone with these people. My deal is like, and I know you guys are big Gary Vee fans. I think you and Gary may be buds. But so Gary Vee talks about the jab, 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 right hook. So if we provide value, maybe on that 4th call where we're calling and just say, hey, hey, look, man, inventory is extremely tight right now. We've got a lot of qualified buyers right now. Do me a favor. Do you know anybody who's looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate? And if you provide value, you've earned the right to ask for that referral, but not until you've provided enough value to that person.
You please say that again, because it's one of my favorite things. Please say that.
Yeah. So you have to earn the right to ask for a referral. And again, if you're staying in touch with these people and you're providing value, you call them for their birthday, you're checking in on their timeline all year long to see what's important and what's relevant, because people like to talk about themselves. Let's just be honest, right? They're proud of their kids, they're proud of their wives, they're proud of themselves, and they want people to acknowledge it. That's why they put it on Facebook. Look here, we're having a good time. We just went on this awesome vacation. We want people to acknowledge that, they see this, because we put it out there for people to see. Let's just be honest. I mean, let's call a spade, right? So if you're calling those people and you're recognizing that, hey, look, you guys look like y'all had a badass time. I'm in. And let's talk about what else is good in life. And you just do that, and again, provide value. Whether it's a past client and you're calling them and you're saying, hey, look, the market's really, really awesome right now. I've seen a lot of my clients' houses appreciate. Are you interested in the value of your home? No? Okay, sweet. Well, look, if you are and you change your mind, let me know. I can run some quick comps for you. No big deal. But I just wanted to make sure I, was able to provide some value for you guys. And if you have any questions or, need any vendor list or just have any questions about real estate as a whole. I didn't ask for a referral, did I? Nope.
No.
Didn't ask for a referral. All right. Hope you guys are doing well. We'll talk to you soon.
Excellent. Yeah, it is that. It's instead of coming in like a 16-year-old dude, right? On a date, you're jab, as Gary Vee says. You're jabbing, you're providing value. I love it. So you know what? You prospect, and I want everyone to hear that, a little bit about how much you do prospect. So what is typical day for you in prospecting?
Yeah, it's easy. So here's like an example. I put together a call sheet, and it's just, my goal is to have 15 conversations with my sphere of influence, my database every day. So Tom Ferry says, and this is something that Bill can attest to, that you guys have done the research, 40 conversations equal a sale, right? So I know what my goals are, and I don't want to do just want to make this clear. I don't want to do 100 transactions by myself anymore. I've built a team now to help me with some of that volume, so I can have a little bit better quality of life. So my goal this year is to do 60 transactions. So that's 5 a month, right? So how many conversations do I need to have in order to sell, 5? And my conversion rate is going to be a little bit higher than say most people. So some people, it may take more than 40 conversations for a transaction. So I make sure I'm having minimum 10 conversations a day, preferably 15, sometimes 20. And my conversations kind of they take place at the gym. They take place at lunch. They take place while I'm actually prospecting. But when I'm actually tracking, there's 15 conversations, and I do it Monday through Friday. And look, I don't feel like prospecting every day. It's just let's be real. I'm not a robot. I'm a person. I have good days. I have bad days, just like everybody else. But you had a great real success with David DeVoe, man. I would really like to link up with that guy. I think him and I have a lot that we could share. But man, he said some really, really awesome things, and I could really identify with him. But he said something, and it's written on my thing. Do what others aren't willing to do. Do what others aren't willing to do to be successful. And if your why is big enough, and I think it all starts with, number one, your why has to be big enough. And number two, your mindset has to be right. You got to get the drunk monkey, dude. Get rid of that guy. Get your freaking mind right. And, so whatever it takes to get in that mindset every day. So for me, it's a lot of personal development, dropping my kids off every day. I listen to one of like 4 or 5 podcasts. I listen to audiobooks, but like I get my mind right before I ever come to the office. So when I get in here and it's grind time, you know what I mean? My mindset's right. We're focused. We're going to get on the phone and we're going to plow through those calls, and I make them fun. You know what I mean? Like who we get to talk to our past clients, our sphere of influence, and our friends at work every day. Like what's not cool about that?
Love that, man. And you make $700,000 for 15 freaking conversations per day, man. Like, come on, let's be honest, man. Like
that's the goal this year. The goal is actually 850 in GCI. so yeah, just to have those conversations and again, hold my team accountable to making their calls and doing their thing. So,
do you guys use direct mail?
We don't. And that's something, it was, so one of the things, and look, I'm going to say this and we'll jump back into the system, because I do want to put a system, an actionable system in place today that everybody can get off this call and they can use and implement in their business and have some success, pretty quick. We have some things that work really well for us, and we try to focus on those and put a lot of time in those. So our sphere of influence is one in our database. Sphere of influence, past clients, huge. Online internet is something that we're trying to kind of crank up a little bit. And then we've got some developers and some builders and some relationships that we're really working on to increase our inventory there. So that's our big pillars, and we're starting to get into, now that inventory is tight, which you and I talked about a little bit, for sale by owners expired. So I'm putting some systems in place. The direct mail and the farming and some of that other stuff, I think that comes when we got a little bit more money being generated through the buyer's agents, when we can set up and automate some systems for that.
What about direct mail with the database? I know that
let's roll through that. So 2 videos per month. So that's 2 times 12 is 24. Okay. So I mean, again, some people are going to open them, sometimes they're not. So we've got 4 quarterly calls, right?
Okay.
Even if you do 1 video a month, that's 12 contacts. Now another 4. So what are we at? 16 now, right?
Yep.
4 items of value. Okay. We mail quarterly. Okay. So first quarter, we did a magnet with a vendor list, all of our preferred vendors. So electricians, plumbers, painters, landscaping. I have it somewhere. Anything anybody could need, it's there, and it's like they stick it on their refrigerator. It's branded to us and to our business. They're going to see it subconsciously. They may or may not see it. The other 2 items, like we're working on a social proof right now, which is just kind of like, hey, this is how many houses we sold last year. Thank you guys so much for being a part of that and contributing to this. If you guys need anything. But that could be anything. Core Fact would be a great site to jump on. Berkshire Hathaway has an awesome resource center with tons and tons and tons of marketing material. So look, I'll give you a couple, for example. Happy Easter, right? Thanksgiving, Christmas cards, Happy New Year. I mean, send them a postcard, right?
Yeah.
It could be even just like a just listed, just sold, especially if it's in their subdivision, just stay top of mind. So that's 4. So what are we at? 20, we're at 16, 20, so we're at 20 now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 2 client appreciation parties a year. So we do one in half the way through the year, which are anybody who bought a house from us. And then at the end of the year, the second half, we have too many clients now to where we used to do 1, now we're doing 2. We are starting to do a couple networking events. I say networking events like Cinco de Mayo. We're planning on sending out a bunch of like drink tickets or like chips and salsa, free chips and salsa. Just come hang out with us, local restaurant. We did a reverse pop by in February. That was a huge success. So here in Louisiana, we celebrate Mardi Gras. So I don't know if you've had a king cake before. You probably heard of a king cake, right?
Yeah.
I linked up with a local donut shop who did these freaking donut king cakes, man. They were unreal. They had maple bacon, and then we just did a traditional.
Wow.
And we did
everything's better with bacon. Period.
Everything's
tell everyone who's listening what is a king cake. So for those people who are like Googling king cake, like what?
Yeah, so a king cake, and I'll probably jack it up. It's basically kind of a circular king cake, a circular cake. It's not a traditional cake. It's more of a kind of a firm cake, and then typically it's stuffed with some sort of a cream filling, or just a traditional just may have like some cinnamon on top.
Nice. And traditional for Mardi Gras for the celebration.
It's a Mardi Gras thing. I'd say look it up, because I don't know the entire history behind it, but there's there's a baby inside, and if you get the baby, that means you have to buy the next king cake. But some people do it, some people don't. So that was a huge success. So we did a reverse pop by, meaning I bought the cakes. We sent out invitations to our best referral partners and all of our past clients. They came to me. It's a $500 investment.
And they came to your office. Did they come to your office to pick it up?
Absolutely.
How many people came by?
So I think we had about 60, 65 people show up. We had invited way more than that, but that was the people who actually physically came to the office to pick them up. That was a touch,
And even if they didn't come by to pick it up, they got the postcard. They thought about you. It reinforced the brand, man. That's all that.
what was awesome was I called them, I emailed them, we sent them a text message, and they got an evite from us. They heard from us that 30 days before that, like 4 times.
And it wasn't salesy. It wasn't like, hey, I want a referral. I want a referral.
No, I never asked for a referral. Cool. It was straight up. We wanted to say thank you for being such a great referral partner in a past client. Here's a gift. So my goal is every conversation I have with my database, my goal is to be providing, either giving them something or providing them value. So whenever we finally do ask for that referral, it feels genuine. It doesn't feel forced. And I think the problem is so many people are just taught to call your database, ask for a referral. No, don't do that. They'll stop taking your call after the second time you call them. I promise. But if you consistently provide value and value and value, they're going to be like, oh, Trey's calling. Every time I talk to this guy, he's giving me something.
That is amazing. I love it, brother. Okay, so we've got 1 to 2 videos going out per month. Market report, or something that questions that they actually have that you're seeing in your community. We've got four calls per year, 1 per quarter. Look at their timeline, birthday, inventory as well, something along those lines. Then you're doing direct mail. They're getting them, every single quarter, magnet, social proof, something along those lines. Doing networking events, 2 client appreciation parties. What are we missing that you guys do? Or I look at this and I go,
some handwritten notes. Everybody who closed the deal with us, they're going to get a thank you card. They're going to get a handwritten note. Right now, if people are doing testimonials for us, we're sending them handwritten notes for that as well. We've got, over 60 reviews, 65 reviews on Zillow now, which we're cranking that up. I'd like to get that over 100 this year. So it's little things like that. It's just like, if we ask people to do something for us, we want to give them something in return. Awesome. So, that's pretty much it. So I would encourage everybody to throw like 1 handwritten note on there a year and just like, hey, how are you? I was thinking about you. Hope you and the family are doing really well. Love to chat soon. The end.
Yeah, nothing crazy. Because we don't get handwritten notes anymore. No, you know what I mean?
Handwritten notes. No. So just we overcomplicate things as agents. Stop. Jamie Cox is big Keller Williams agent out in Las Vegas, and he said something. Of course, I'm going to butcher it now, but it's like, we'll spend all this time trying to perfect things, and they'll just never happen. He's like, just send the thing out, whether it looks good or it's pretty or it's not. It's better to get something than nothing. So Stop trying to perfect everything and just do it. Just send them some things, just call.
So what do you think, besides, obviously not working it, what do you see is the number one mistake that you've made in working the database that, looking back, you wish you could have corrected in advance?
Yeah. I wish I would have put some systems and processes in place, and I would have kept in touch with them like I have the last 2 years. I wish I'd have did that in the beginning. I wish they would have gotten the 4 items of value for me. I wish they would have heard from me quarterly. And I guarantee you my business would be, I'd say, almost double what it is today. I mean, my database is retarded. It's not, most people are like, I got 200 or 300 people. No, I have like 3,000 people.
Brother, you should be doing 300 transactions at that 10%.
100%. There's no question. Yeah. So what we did was we figured out how to pull all those things. Now, some of these people, we have to strengthen those relationships. We have to build that, and look, I think it's impossible. Maybe I'm wrong, to stay in touch with 3,000 people, quarterly calls, the whole 9. I mean, I'd have to hire some ISAs to contact some people and stuff like that. So we want to focus on our best referral partners. We want to contact on our past clients, people who've done business with us. I've got the book Raving Fans. We want everyone to become raving fans. And so that's what we're working on. So listen, we'll never perfect the systems. We could just consistently work on them and try to make them better and better. And I think we've done that. I think the leverage has really helped us out as well. So
yeah, Trey, what I really appreciate is the fact of where your heart is in this, right? Meaning you're not coming at this from a standpoint of, I'm going to get mine. It is, how can I be of service? How can I be of value? How can I help this person, right? From the vendors to market updates to whatever, even there's the conversation, the happy birthday. And because of that energy that you're throwing out, you're getting an amazing return back. So I always ask these questions, right? And so yeah. I want to be able to, as we're winding down. First of all, hey guys, like, wow, what an amazing, here's the plan. Now it's up to you to go and use it, right? Now that's the game. So you had mentioned a little bit about morning routine.
Yeah.
Do you have one? How important is it? And what is it?
Yeah, extremely. So the book, The Miracle Morning, is something that I'm working on. I'm going to share a fun fact with people. There was something that happened to me in 2000. We talked about 2015 and 2014 were kind of equal years. I had a big distraction, and it was in a good way. I competed in my first bodybuilding show, right? So that was like a game changer as far as mindset. I always told myself, is like, if I can do this, and I'm talking eating perfect every 3 hours, training perfect, morning fasted cardio 5 days a week. I mean, when I tell you, you had to be super mega disciplined to do that. And then once I did that, and that was in 2015, that's when I went from 60 transactions to 113 transactions.
Wow.
Mindset was just completely changed. There wasn't anything that I could not accomplish. I mean, I was getting up at 5 a.m. doing fasted cardio, like I said, eating perfect. And anyways, long story short, it was awesome. So the morning routine for me now is, and I'm getting back up to do fasted cardio or just cardio in the morning, because I think that really kind of gets me going. I'm an afternoon workout guy. I go to the gym at 5 o'clock, 4:45 every day. And that's the time I like to have a few meals in me. You know what I mean? That's just the time that I operate. So in the morning, every morning, I'm the first one up in my house. I get up, I get showered, I get dressed, I get a little bit of quiet time, say some affirmations, get the kids up, take them to school. So I have two daughters. I have a 7-year-old and I have a 20-month-old, and we're out of the door at 6:50 every day. I mean, when I tell you I'm as routine as they get, I eat the same things for breakfast every day. We do the same thing. It's just how I work. Take them to school. We typically listen to my daughter. She has a playlist. So we listen to her playlist and we get her in the mood. And and I tell, we have our little talks in the morning. I tell her, we're going to have a great day today. Everything's going to be awesome. You're going to do great. You're going to read really well today in reading group, and you're going to have an awesome day. And so we have our little time in the morning. Then I do carpool, and then I drop my 20-month-old. But as soon as I get in that car, once the kids are off, I have a routine. It takes me about 15, 20 minutes to get to the office from there. It's always some personal development. So it's either a podcast, Real Success. It's a Tom Ferry podcast. It's I listen to a few, Pat Hyben's Real Estate Rockstars is a great one. It's always some sort of a personal development in the morning. I drive through, I grab my coffee, and then I'm at the office at 7:45, 7:50. And then that usually morning, we'll look at the hot sheet to see kind of new inventory that's hit the market. Some sort of a coaching. I always like to, I'll jump on the Tom Ferry, the resource center and may look at something or pull up a YouTube video. And again, it's for me, it's all about getting my mind right before, we jump into those calls at 9, and then from 9 to 11, it's grind time.
It's go time. I love it. And that's, you hit on something that I think is so critical. You're like, hey, my routine is boring. It's the same thing. I eat the same thing. It's called repetitious boredom. And it's the thing that at your level, you have to fall in love with, which is the ability to be able to stick to something and do it over and over again, because it's not sexy.
And look, Bill, if I do that every day from 9 to 11, and I've done my deal at 11 o'clock, I don't feel guilty if I have to leave the office and go do personal things. Like I did what I needed to do to be successful for the day. Now, do I want to go on appointments? Absolutely. I'm setting my listing appointments. We're working in the business in the afternoon. We're always working on some things. But I don't feel guilty because I knew I did what I needed to do in order to have the success. And I'll tell you, it's funny. I know you and Darren Hardy are good buddies. One of the best books I read last year was The Compound Effect. And I encourage everybody to read that book. It's what it talks about. It's just a small, little, unsexy, minute little things over and over and over again. And they become habit, and it become easier.
Yeah. And I think that's the key. I mean, we don't have to, even with this plan, a lot of people I think would look at this and go, oh my gosh, I'm not doing anything. I don't even have a database. Now I'm going to have to do 2 videos a month. And now these quarterly phone calls and oh my gosh. And then they just don't do they don't do anything.
Right.
Yeah. So, guys.
So let's go back and let's talk about this one more time, and not to beat a dead horse, but that all goes back to your why. Your why's not big enough. It's just it. Your why's not big enough and your mindset's not right. So you got to get right here. You go to Sales Edge. Listen to Bill speak, man. Bill's an amazing speaker. He's an awesome person. He's a phenomenal coach. If you guys get a chance to see him, and he talks about that drunk monkey, and he talks about the mindset and how crucial it is. And your scripts, man, learn your scripts and just don't practice on your clients. Like Tom says, practice on your, practice in front of the mirror. But get that drunk monkey off your shoulder, man.
It's crazy. You know, that internal dialogue. For those of you that don't know what the drunk monkey is, big shout out to my good buddy Matthew Ferry that coined the phrase. It's your internal conversation that you have, your ego, that is just a survival mechanism to keep you where you are. So guys, if you can't do all this, just watch one video a month. Do the calls though, Trey? I'm going to hop in here, guys. Yeah. You can do all the emails, you can do all the direct mail, but if you're not picking up the phone and having a conversation and dialogue, are they gonna succeed with the database at the level that you are?
No, definitely not at the level. You know, the conversations, like even if you just call these people quarterly and they know you don't want to be a secret agent, you know, they need to know that you're selling real estate. You need to be in front of them. You know, the more it's a contact sport. Let's just be real. You know, it is what it is. It's a contact sport we're in.
Yes.
And the one who makes the contacts wins, period.
That's it. That is it. It's blocking and tackling. It's pretty simple. You know, it is picking up the phone, and there's no substitute for it, man. You can't market yourself to success. You've got to have some grit, as DeVoe, who you quoted earlier, said.
Yeah, man. It was great. I'd love this guy's 500 team doing 500 transactions, man. That's my goal. Let's talk R&D.
I wrote down some individuals I need to get you in contact with for your social proof piece. I want you to talk to Mardi Waite. Big shout out to Mardi Waite. I think that note does a beautiful piece in terms of that as well too. So, okay. So Trey, if they want to get a hold of you, I mean, phenomenal conversation here today, man. I'm super grateful.
Thanks for having me, bro. I appreciate it.
Yeah. If they have referrals, business that they want to send your way, or they just want to get a hold of you to have a conversation, how do they do that? What's the easiest way for them to reach you?
Yeah. So the easiest way is just jump on Facebook, you know, send me I know the private messages get lost somewhere. If you're not friends with people in the world of Facebook, they get lost. So, I mean, look, straight up, call my cell phone, 225-413-4835. Shoot me a text. I don't know if you know this, Bill, or not, but I'm going through the process to become a Tom Ferry coach. So I'll be visiting you guys. In Irvine in June. So another thing is just getting into coaching, and I want to give back as much as I can. I think it's the more I give back, the more success I have in my life, the more I coach and train and consult and help people out. Just the bigger my world gets, and I love that. So.
Brilliant, man. And we are so grateful that the ecosystem is going to be even that much stronger, having you, you know, supporting, assisting, and guiding other great individuals that are looking for success as well too. So brother, mad love and appreciation for you. Even though you're a Tigers fan, I think we can still get along, man. $100, baby. Game on. $100. So $100, and it has to be paid. I have to fly to Baton Rouge, or you have to fly to College Station, and it has to be paid at the school. So
well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So what maybe we'll do is we'll link up, and maybe we'll try to make that game together this year.
I'm planning on making the game. So let's do that for sure. I think it's in College Station this year. So
yeah, I think so.
It could be amazing. All right. Hey, enough of this. We could BS the rest of the day. So guys, to Real Success Nation, thank you so much. We so appreciate, you know, your ongoing viewership, and, you know, we're committed to continuing to bring you great individuals like Trey, and, you know, just thank you. And, you know, if you have questions on coaching, if you're looking for events, go to tomferry.com. All the information that you need is there. And obviously we're here, just like Trey said, to support you, to guide you, to assist you, so that you have a business that you love living, and you have a life that is absolutely outstanding. So you guys have a wonderful, wonderful month until we speak again. Trey, big shout out to you. Thank you, brother. Amazing time with you. And for the rest of you, keep your mind focused on the future. Keep that grit and those actions in the present, and keep on moving forward, my friends. Have a great month. Bye-bye.